Hello, everyone. Chris and I would like
Hi,
to
everybody.
invite you all, family, and now new friends, for traveling here today to witness the marriage of our daughter, Colleen, to Chris Caputi. This beautiful area is referred to as the Emerald Coast due to the sugar sand and the wonderful color of the waters, but it's also known as the Redneck Riviera, okay? All right? Due to the proximity to the deep South states and the Gulf. So us country boys can survive, right? So a great place to get married, and come visit us often, Colleen and Chris, okay? Special thanks to Jeff and Liz. Where are you there? There you are. Wonderful. For the time last night, you have a wonderful son. I'm confident he will continue to be successful in life due to his smarts, his drive, and strong work ethic. Another great son-in-law added to our family tree. Wonderful. Colleen, where is she? Colleen, there she is. At the head table, I should know that, right? Colleen, we love you and hope you and Chris have a long life together that is as rich and as fulfilling as I've had with your mom over the years. I know you and Chris will honor the covenant of marriage and will spend the rest of your lives together in love and happiness as your mother and I have had, okay? Chris, your continued friendship, patience, love, and kindness for Colleen over the years is proof to us that you will take good care of her. You two were good friends for a long time, but were never an issue, which I noticed, okay? It took her a while to finally realize that she had the love of her life with her all this time. Okay, it was meant to be. All right? Your persistence to have Colleen as your girl and now as your wife definitely paid off. So, in close here, a little story, Chris and I, like I did with Colleen and Alec. A year ago.
Chloe and Alec.
Oh, Chloe and Alec, I'm sorry. All right. A year ago, Chris and I went out one weekend, maybe the second time fishing together, to go deep sea fishing. We crossed the bay and we got to the pass, and we found that the Air Force, first time I ever heard of it, had blocked off 400 square miles of the Gulf, okay? And of course, all my fishing spots were there. And I'm saying, oh, geez, you know? Yeah, they were doing bombing exercises, okay? So the bottom of the Gulf is like a vast desert, all right? So if you don't have structure on the bottom, then there's no fish. So Chris and I hunted for structure for hours that day. And after 4 or 5 hours, I said, Chris, well, let's go back. You know, I can't find anything. You know, the damn Air Force blocked everything off. But Chris said, well, let's keep going. I love it out here. I said, okay. And sure enough, within like 20 minutes, I found a spot, lots of structure and tons of redfish. And we had a great time for 2 hours, Chris, catching trigger and redfish. So Chris, thanks for your patience and your persistence. Okay. Now I have an excellent new son-in-law and probably one of the best fishing spots on my GPS. Okay. And it's called the Chris Fest Spot. Okay. So with no further ado, all right, let's raise our glasses to the bride and groom, Colleen and Christopher. All right. And wish them a long and happy life together. Okay. I really don't need this.
No.
Good luck to the both of you and cherish every moment that you two have together. Cheers. Okay.
When preparing a speech like this, there's a lot of do's and don'ts you find online. They say, do something creative, like perform a song or dance. But let's be real, we'd be here until 2 a.m. if I turned Chris and Colleen's entire love story into a mashup song. So, no thank you. They say, don't start off with, for those of you who don't know me, but considering I'm partly the reason we're all gathered here today, I'm making an exception. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Vanessa, Christopher's cousin, Colleen's, longtime friend from high school, and most importantly, the matchmaker. When Chris first asked me to introduce him to Colleen around 6 or 7 years ago, I was a little apprehensive. I'm pretty sure I told him, no way. You see, my cousins and I were pretty close growing up. We grew up directly across the street from each other, and we have some pretty wholesome memories together, from playing make-believe restaurant to working together in one, making chopped salads for Mr. Jansen every Friday night. Whereas my first memory of Colleen is when she gave me the dirtiest look you could imagine when I tried to introduce myself to her at cheer camp before freshman year of high school. So, although I was nervous to combine these two very different parts of my life, it wasn't long before I did, and I knew from the moment that they met, the rest would be history. Chris and Colleen saw each other every so often at Pizza Cucina, so they already sort of knew of each other, and Chris would get a little annoyed with me when I'd have Colleen come visit because his work shirt had pizza sauce stains and smelled like fryer oil. But I made it more official and had Chris meet us for sushi one random night after work. And ever since that night, these two became the best of friends. Although I think Colleen was a little in denial of their connection at first, it took little to no time for Chris to be hooked. I still remember the night, maybe less than a week of introducing them. Chris told me something along the lines of, "I really like this girl, so do what you gotta do and put in a good word for me." And I think my words had very little to do with it, because Colleen would someday see for herself how much Chris genuinely cared about her and how he'd go to the ends of the earth to make her happy, a quality she always deserved in a man. So it really was no surprise to me how quickly these two became inseparable. Nor was it surprising that two very special people in my life found something special in each other. A forever kind of friendship that eventually turned into an unconditional kind of love. Chris, Colleen, you both deserve the kind of happiness and love you've given each other from the day you've met. After all the highs, lows, and all the memories made in between, I'm so genuinely happy that you two always found your way back to each other, like true partners do. And now you get to spend forever together, the way it was meant to be. Colleen, you and your whole family have always made me feel like one of your own and have always welcomed me with such love and generosity throughout our whole friendship. And I know for a fact you've done the same for Chris. Now it's our turn to do the same and welcome you with open arms to our family. So with that, I'd like to raise a glass to the newlyweds, or phones, and congratulate you two on not starting, but continuing your lifetime of love today. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Caputi. Vanessa, Jasmine here.
All right, next up we have Nick. Could just stay out in front of the speakers.
Okay. All right, well, I'll let you guys know, my original speech was like 35 minutes long. Had a lot of politics, a lot of like ancestry stuff, like going back to the 1800s, but this one's gonna be a little bit quicker. So, my name is Nick. I'm Chris's twin brother. I want to congratulate CNC. Welcome to the Caputi family, Colleen. I just want to say a couple things about my brother.
Get me nervous.
Okay. First, we're very different in many ways, except for our sense of humor, which those who know us would say is quite alike. However, there is a few things that Chris has that are a little bit more serious, and one of it is about his tattoo. It says, God, family, country. I knew when he disappeared one day and moved away with Colleen that he must really love you. I know that he'll be as loyal to you as he is to God and his country. You are his family now, and we know you're in good hands. So with that, I wish you two the very best and hope the future is filled with joy and a few quick-wees, which is babies.
All right, next is Chloe.
you.
Yep, just try to stay not in front of the speaker. It'll be perfect.
Not from the speaker? Yeah. Got it. I know my place. Okay. Oh, I'm so full. Okay, where do I begin? When I was thinking about Colleen and I growing up, I reflected a lot about where we were and where we are today. Through early teens and our young adult years, our 4 years age difference naturally put us in vastly different areas of our lives. Things would often, if not always, get lost in translation. We fought like crazy. There was very little we could find common ground in, especially with leftovers. If you know Colleen, she hates sharing leftovers, even if she knows she'll end up throwing them out the next day. So I want to take this time right now to tell the catering staff that there's literally no point to offer the bride a take-home box at the end of the night. She won't share it, and she sure as hell will not eat it. Moving on, as we grew, I realized we were just meant to take very different paths, make different mistakes, and be individuals. But through it all, there were two things that remained constant for me. One, I loved her. And two, I'd never stop protecting her. Minus the time I flipped us over in my Barbie Jeep going uphill. I promise I wasn't trying to sabotage you. And now we are here. Our oppositions that once felt too opposing are the very things that make our relationship rooted in trust, honesty, and love. Colleen, you are not only my wonderful sister through blood, but you are my chosen forever best friend. Your strength and perseverance through these past few years has been an inspiration. You love hard, you live fully, and you are a magnificent woman. Your path was meant to be taken on your own so that we could all be here together in this very room today supporting you and your forever person. You earned this big love, and you are so worthy of the beautiful winding road that lies ahead. Chris, speaking of paths, roads, twists, and turns, y'all's love story had plenty of them. I wasn't sure if you and Colleen would cross paths again, but one thing remained always true, and it was that you never stopped loving her. Chris, you are beyond what I could have imagined for my sister. You are kind, hilarious, forgiving, the best dog dad to Walter, a man of faith, hope, and loyalty. You have brought true peace to her heart, and I know she has for you. I know you will challenge her, protect her, and fight for her. Thank you for committing to a lifetime of that. Let's raise our glasses to the both of you. Never give up, even on the hardest days when things don't go as planned. Never go to sleep without saying I love you. Make a conscious effort to listen and support each other's wishes and dreams. Share things with each other. And lastly, if you should ever find yourselves briefly off the beaten path, always remember to choose the road that leads you back to one another, and you will never, ever be lost. Cheers. I love you.
All right, lastly, we have Claire.
Here I am. I'm sitting. Okay. What? Yeah, it's a little bit of the rotator cuff. Okay, so hi. For those that you do not know me, my name is Claire. Hey. I'm the oldest sister of the bunch. My sister is the baby. I'm usually the funny one, but I'm not going to be. The last one's going to kill me. The fifth and final Rotoball kid that came along as a huge surprise on a Halloween afternoon. I was almost 16 years old. Matt, where's Matt? Is he here? He was almost 20, following fish. If any deadheads here or... Okay. Egg, pretty sure you were 11-ish, 12, wherever you are. And Chloe, I'm thinking, I don't know, 5 or so, 4 or 5. We lived at that time in a farmhouse that was built in the 1700s. 1774, Dad? That's what okay. 1774. Like, I didn't even know Earth existed then. But we were living in a freaking house that size. In Pennsylvania, it had 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. No air conditioning. I was in high school, like 15. I shared a room with Chloe, the 5-year-old, and Matt and Egg shacked up together in the other room. He was, okay, I'm not gonna go there. Mom literally brought you home from the hospital, threw you in a crib, put you on the porch, and called it a day. And that's for real. And for some reason, we kept on calling you Eddie. Who remembers that? Eddie! Eddie, you look like an Eddie. Okay, this house was a dream for my history-loving father. Oh, this house is perfect. 10 acres. We can hunt in the back and swing on the trees and do all the things. On our hectic days, my dad would always say, just remember, these walls speak. Well, yeah, it's been like 300 years this house is freaking built. Just remember, kids, a family that slugs together, hugs together. Let's just say it was hectic at times. As I lived my life and watched Colleen grow, I was always your biggest sister, but most of the time giving you motherly advice. When you were old enough to spread your wings, I was blessed to have you move in with me as I was raising my own 2 little ones. They're somewhere around here. They're older now, but... And boy, these last 6 years have been a ride. Looking back to how much you have grown into the most incredible person, it has been a joy to watch, and I'm glad I got to be there for you to navigate through all these life challenges. You are the best aunt, an outstanding sister, but most of all, my best friend. And I'm done with crying. Chris, holy moly, she really freaking put you through the ringer, dude. I mean, come on. He's a good guy. I knew y'all were always meant to be since day one. The patience and understanding you have for her is truly effing remarkable. Y'all's love story is absolutely one of a kind. Y'all have such a rock-solid foundation to carry you through a lifetime and beyond. One night, you told me, Claire, I'm gonna get her. It's God's timing. And surely enough, it was. With that said, we all love you guys and are proud of y'all. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. I certainly have been waiting for this moment for all your very special family and friends. Cheers. To raise our glasses together and say cheers. You guys deserve it. Deserve it. I don't know where my beer is, but cheers, baby.